Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to JoyNews Room with me, Mami Senior Miche Thompson. We're live.
Salam Mustafa, or the National Youth Organizer. Later, me the the constituency youth organizer in team myself, your coordinators,
At a recycling plant, with details as it demands clarifications on several key aspects of the auction process. Also, the National Democratic Party tells Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman as the needed addition to the 2024 John Mahama ticket to wrestle power from the ruling NPP, despite assertions from opposing parties that she did not clearly articulate her policies. We're a home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. Please stay for details. Let's get into the details now. Imani policy think tank, Imani Africa, has raised concerns regarding the Electoral Commission's explanation for the discovery of 10 obsolete biometric verification devices at a recycling plant. In response to the EC statement that the devices were illegally auctioned, Imani Africa has demanded clarification on several key aspects of the auction process. Imani Africa's founding president is also inquiring about the identity of the successful bidders and the rationale behind purchasing obsolete devices specifically designed for electoral purposes. The EC, in a statement on Friday, April 26, 2024, explained that some 10 biometric verification devices found at a recycling company in Medina were obsolete devices which had been legally auctioned.
Exactly what we're asking is, what is this sneaky behavior of the EC in auctioning sensitive election equipment and sending them to recycling plants that don't have specialized capacity to shred data-sensitive equipment like biometric verification devices? The EC, in an article, in a news item we saw, that is published on the Dome FM, claims that it auctioned just 10 devices. And the question is why? Why would anyone want to buy just 10 devices? And why would the commercial entity need 10 BVDs to recycle? Meanwhile, the records show that before the EC bought the brand new set of biometric equipment it used for the 2020 elections, they had 72,000 BVDs and thousands of BVRs. Those are the laptops for registering voters. Where exactly are those devices? The 71,990 BVDs, assuming the 10 have been sold, if all of them are considered obsolete, why then auction just 10? And also the quantities of the BVD machines in Imani's people's pictured, we realize, don't look like 10 devices. Are there any other entities in Ghana buying and discarding such large amounts of BVDs? Why did the boxes have EC insignia on them? Look, as a country and continent, we need to get serious and demand answers of leaders and not wait till things things fall apart before we do. Handing over thousands of devices holding the fingerprints and other vital particulars of millions of Ghanaians to uncertified facilities would in any country generate a massive uproar. Why are we always so relaxed about everything in this town? I think the EC needs to answer a lot of questions.
Still in politics, campaigning is heating up in the Ajiso constituency towards the by-election scheduled for Tuesday, April 31, as the New Patriotic Party holds its final rally and community engagement to solicit votes for its candidate, Kwabena Boateng. President Akufo-Addo and Vice President Dr. Bawumia, alongside party executives, are expected to join the final rally this afternoon. Meanwhile, independent candidate and former MP for the area, Kwabena Owusu-Aduomi, is also wrapping up his campaign in his quest to return to Parliament. Let's get the details from my colleagues Nana Boakye-Yadom and Nana Yaujima, who are currently there live for us. Guys, what's happening on the ground?
Well, Mamiesi, you know, today is the final day that the New Patriotic Party will be having its rally here at the Ejusu constituency ahead of the by-election slated for the 31st of April, which is next week, Tuesday. We are currently at Kwamo, where the party would be having its final rally. President Akufo-Addo, Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, alongside the national executives, including the national chairman and the general secretary, are expected to be here at the Kwamo School Park, where the party will be having its final rally. Party supporters are here. A lot of them are still coming in. We're expecting President Akufo-Addo to be seated in no time, alongside the Vice President and all the dignitaries who are listed or billed to be part of today's activity. Well, the lineup for the New Patriotic Party, first off, is the Fumesa Kwamo joint rally, which is happening currently here at Kwamo. And then later the Vice President and then the President will move on to Bonre, where they will be having the final rally at 5 p.m. And so that is the lineup activity for the New Patriotic Party as they hold the final rally to garner vote or to solicit vote for the party's candidate in the upcoming by-election, Kwabena Boateng. You know that there is an independent candidate in this race who is making it very tough for the New Patriotic Party. My colleague Nana Yaojima has been monitoring everything here in the Ejusu constituency. He joins me, but they will be speaking to the executive, the National Youth Organizer, Salam Mustafa. He will be giving us the breakdown for the activities and what the president is expected to be doing here in the constituency. Nana, you've been monitoring the whole campaign from the start to today, where the NPP is having the final rally. Tell us more.
As expected, it's supposed to be a keenly contested race. Before the notice of polls came out, many thought that this would be a runover for the New Patriotic Party. But after the former MP, Kwabena Osu-Adiomi, declared intentions of contesting in this election, it made it a tough one. For the NPP, you see a number of party faithfuls and dignitaries and party persons in government, key positions in government, all trooping into the Ejusu constituency to campaign for their candidate, Kwabena Boateng. But let's talk to Ralph, who happens to be the youth organizer for the NPP in the Ashanti region. Ralph, I'm seeing a number of NPP faithfuls here in the Ejusu constituency. Even before today, a lot of them trooped in here to campaign for Kwabena Boateng. Is that to signal that you see this as a very tough race?
Let me use the opportunity to say good afternoon to your viewers and people who are watching us beyond Ejusu constituency. I've said these things on several platforms, and most of the interviews that I've granted, my brother, I've said it. You cannot underestimate the strength of the independent candidate. A former member of parliament for almost 12 good years. He was a member of our party, member of the New Patriotic Party, who rose on our shoulders to parliament for 12 good years. And there are also evidence of his handiwork, performances, records, the achievements across board. So if we, the MPP, decide to underrate him, it will be at our own disadvantage. We understand his strength, the influence that he has within the constituency, and we have decided to match him on that grounds. I think when you go out and you talk to lots of the people in the constituency, there's one thing they believe. They've been telling us a betrayal on the part of the former member of parliament, because as a member of our party, even if you listen to his accusations against the party, that during the compilation of the Arbonne, it was not open, it was not, they were not allowed to.
Some people were handpicked. It's a word.
That is the accusation, or let me say allegation, or a supposed accusation against the party. John Kuma was the beneficiary of the supposed handpicking. He's no more. The party gave an opportunity to almost potential aspirants to come and pick form again to contest. A lot of us were expecting the former member of parliament to, this time, avail himself to come and pick the form to contest. So for him to have denied that opportunity or refused not to contest on the ticket of the party and go independent is where a lot of us see it as a betrayal. And you were asking me why almost everybody is here. It also tells everybody how the NPP has taken this by-election, how serious the ranks and file of our party have taken this contest. So since we started the campaign, almost everybody has been at the constituency to engage the people. It shows it's also a form, we respect the people, that we are going to plead to them to give us their vote, their power. So from the ranks and power of the party, almost everybody in the party has come to Ejoso constituency to engage the people to seek for their vote on Tuesday. I think one thing we are confident and sure of is that on Tuesday, our candidate, Lawyer Kwabena Boateng, who is a true son of Ejoso constituency, born and bred, schooled here, will be sent to Parliament to represent the people.
We've seen some videos on social media signaling that some of the areas could be hostile or have been hostile to the New Patriotic Party. Do you get similar sense on the ground?
I think that was the initial stage of the campaign when we invaded the constituency at the initial stage. And you see, some of these allegations against the party of some former polling stations who were denied the opportunity to be on the register again are still in the constituency and raising their issues. But I think for now, after engaging a lot of them after the campaign and others, and some of these social media things has reduced. I think so far so good. We've spoken to almost all the people we needed to speak to, and I think we are sure of victory on Tuesday.
So today we are seeing 2 rallies in Ejoso.
We have 3 venues for today's final rally. We have the Kwamo one, we have one at Onwe, and we'll have the last one at Ejoso proper, Ejoso station.
And the president and the vice president are supposed to be at all these events?
His Excellency, the president of this country, Akufo-Addo, will come to almost all the grounds. And the next president, the current vice president of this country, the next president of Ghana, His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, will also come for all the 3 venues for the rally. And I think that it's our last rally to show our candidate to the people of Ejoso constituency.
Thank you very much. So it's expected that today NPP will show numbers here within the Ejoso constituency. Already some people are trooping into this venue to participate or partake in this event. We have other NPP, other people within the national leadership of the party here, and we'll be trying to speak to some of them. We have Salam, who happens to be the national youth organizer here in Ejoso constituency. Is part of the people who are organizing this event. Nana Wachu will take over and speak to him from here.
All right, and so we will be engaging the National Youth Organizer for the New Patriotic Party, Salam Mustafa. He has been here a couple of times. He's been engaging some voters here in the Ejoso constituency. Prior to the by-election and to this final rally of the party, Salam was in the Ashanti region where he had a youthful engagement, youthful campaign engagement with some party youths in the Tafo constituency, where I would really recall where he was touting the achievement of President Akufo-Addo. Salam, thank you for joining us. You are here in the Ejoso constituency once again. A final rally for the NPP ahead of the by-election tomorrow. Are you not afraid of Kwabena?
No, afraid is not in the lexicon.
It's too tough of a word.
Not too tough of a word, but it's not in the lexicon. We have come here to win, and it is the mindset with which I operate. Usually in my scheme of things, I don't have defeat, as one of my options. So right from the word go, the mentality is to come and win. And so far, going around the constituency, I think that we will be able to solidly deliver on the mandate. So scared of a deal, no, not at all.
But people are saying that this is just a by-election, but we have President Akufo-Addo coming, we have Vice President, government machinery is moving into the Ejoso constituency. Why do we have everybody coming into the constituency?
I don't know how long you have followed the NPP activities as far as by-elections are concerned. We place premium on every single election. We don't take it slightly. So I can take you back even when we were in opposition, when we went to the Talensi by-election. The full force of the party's machinery was there. Then candidate Akufo-Addo and his running mate, Dr. Bawumia, party leadership. I was then a deputy national youth organizer, the entire force of the youth wing, the women's wing, Otiko then as women's organizer. So we were there. when we went to Amenfi, I think west or so, either east or west, Asekrewa, the by-election there too. The full force of the party machinery was there once again. In office, you know, every by-election that we have gone to, we have taken the same template. So it is not exclusive to Ejisu alone that you have seen that we are all here operating from different meter bands. It is the nature of the NPP that we do not take any election for granted. We do not. We place premium on every single election. Why? Because, you see, you must continuously build an effective electoral system, electoral machine. And that's what we have done over the period. I am surprised that the NDC chickened out, you know, because for a party going into a major election in December, I thought that they would have mustered some courage, you know, grown some big balls and show up here for us to square it up. Because now it's 1-1 draw, right? There should have been man enough to come for us to square it, you know, it's once and for all here. But they have chickened out, you know, that is fair enough. But once more here, we have an opportunity to test our machinery to ensure that the efficiency that we want, we're able to achieve it, you know, on the main election itself. I can tell you that the system that we have built, within the first 6, you know, hours after election, then people should be able to tell our results. And coming here, we're certainly going to test how we want our electoral system to run.
Okay, clearly, so I'm sure you're very optimistic of victory. And so Tuesday, one word for the delegates or the voters here in the Ejisu constituency. Are you optimistic of victory? And what are your words to them?
Very, very optimistic. They should vote for progress. I mean, in all intents and purposes, everything that shows in this constituency, the NPP has been very, very impactful. I have been in the community, seen roads being done. We are standing on an astroturf being done. That was done by the late MP. You go across, roads being done, and so on and so forth. So we have been very, very effective, you know, in this constituency. And I think that the people see, the people, you know, appreciate. And based on that, they will vote for someone who can continue in the stead of our late brother. And that is our candidate, Kwabena Boateng. For him to go. Everywhere I go, I hear lawyer go, lawyer come, lawyer go, lawyer come. So let's see how it goes on Tuesday. I mean, I am very, very optimistic that I'm taking victory back home. And so be it.
Thank you so much for your time. And that is the National Youth Organizer of the New Patriotic Party, Salam Mustafa. Salam says that the NPP is optimistic of victory, and so going into the by-elections come Tuesday, they are going to win. Let's paint a picture of how this place looks like for you. We have some national executives, Salam included, and party supporters. This is the Kwamo Park, where the parties will be having its final rally. We will be speaking to some of the supporters, but then this is how the place looks like. We're expecting President Akufo-Addo and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to be here in no time for us to have the final rally here in the constituency. So I'll hand over to my colleague Nanaya Ojimasi, speaks to some supporters.
So we have here Bawumia ladies who are coming from all over the country, and here, as I said earlier, the NPP will be hoping to show numbers here and have people from other regions joining the campaign here within the Ejisu constituency. Let me speak to, who do I speak to first? Okay, so National Organizer, you are hearing your numbers. What are you here to prove today?
Hello, don't shri Michiacho, be I'm a campaign a kassa. Intino, Meko Akan Kassa, Macasa, friend Madame Augustina Oredua. Me a branch organizer, me say MPP, ya were 27 branches. And me one of the branch organizer, and ya back down, see a baby boy, Jumani Gidi. 2024 operation, 2024 found who Jim. They say, see, no, a so election air cost dear. A doctor go, doctor come. Ya baba, mere ladies, national, if you feel. Me say regions ya were Ghana, ya were 16 regions, and ya were 275 constituency. This is the one constituency ya jina ma ya babe boy giti. Nya hwese bibia be dida na akwam, enye didi atem, enye ntokwa eyekasa. Eyekasa nti don hwiri die doctor na ye hwe kwan se bedu se ebranda, ebedu abeto aba no. Na doctor wini, anu ti ne Bawumia ladies ya wa ha. Bawumia ladies,
it is possible.
Bawumia ladies, it is possible.
According to them, they are here to show their numbers and also support the NPP candidate for the Ejoso constituency, and they believe that it is possible for Kwabena Boateng to replace Dr. The deceased member of Parliament, Dr. John Kuma. So they are here in their numbers. As you can see, there are a lot of people who are now trooping into this particular venue for the event. As we said earlier, there are 3 different venues for this particular rally. That's the final rally, and the major one will be at Bonre. And to many, Bonre is a hostile environment for the New Patriotic Party in the Ejoso constituency. We've seen videos of the former member or the former member of Parliament for Ejoso constituency who was in Bonre. That's the one before Ediomi. He was in Bonre, and the environment was very hostile. The NPP chairman, the Ashanti region, was also at Bonre. Hostile environment, but today the NPP is hoping to wrap up activities there. I have with me Dr. Evans Bia, who was one of the people who ran for the primary with Kwabena Boateng, and what I know is that he has also been on the ground campaigning with Kwabena Boateng. Doc, welcome to JoyNews. What did you see on the ground?
The ground has been so far very, very good. It's been receptive. We've had some few challenges with some of the independent candidates, and for the fact that some of the independent candidates are people from the NPP party. So it's been quite challenging with some areas, but I'll say that we are assured of victory, and therefore we believe that eventually we'll win.
According to the reports from the grounds and what we've been seeing on social media, it looks like some areas were hostile to the New Patriotic Party. Did you see that on the grounds?
Yes, currently there are some parties, for example, the NDC is not contesting. And whenever you have a party which is a major force to reckon with not contesting, eventually they would also try to be behind some other people. So what would actually will happen is that we've had some people being hostile, but I can even show you evidence of these people, we converting them back, and then all of them trying to be with us. So yesterday I was on the ground, we spoke with quite a number of them, and it went well.
Thank you very much. So the NPP here in the Ejoso constituency are very optimistic of retaining the seat. Now we have some other dignitaries and government machinery coming in to show their numbers and also support the NPP candidate as he wraps up his campaign within the Ejoso constituency. And it's been Nanaya Ojima and Nana Boakye Dankwa Yadom here at Ejoso constituency.
Thank you so much, Nana Boakye Yadom and Nanaya Ojima from Ejoso, giving us updates from the final rally of the NPP towards Tuesday's by-election in the Ejoso constituency. We'll stay a while longer in politics, and the National Democratic Congress says the running mate for its flag bearer, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, is a game changer for the party. According to lawyer and former MP for Tamale Central, Inusa Fuseni, her ability to canvass votes, which translated into clinching of seats in the central region, together with her thorough understanding of issues, greatly enhances the chances of the party ahead of the December general election. He spoke on JoyNews
about her capabilities and what she brings on board to politics and her contributions to Ghana in general. She's produced many students who are students of repute or people of repute in this country, contributing in diverse ways to the development of this country. Now, so she brought the difference in what we can see in politics on that day. And that's why her speech connected in a very meaningful way with Ghanaians. That, look, I hear many people say and ask questions, what does she bring on board? It is the same Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman. I said she brings many things on board, and she even demonstrated it in the 2000 elections. For the first time, NDC won, apart from the time of Rawlings, NDC won majority of seats in the central region. I mean, in the 2000 elections, the only unknown quantity on the NDC ticket was Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman. So if I'm speaking mathematically, she contributed because she was the only unknown. Now, she NDC recovered from a 106 seat in Parliament to 137 seats in Parliament. And you think that she played no role? You think so? For the first time in the history of this country, NDC garnered over 6 million votes. Again, the only unknown quantity on the ticket was Professor JoyNews Opoku-Addo. For the first time in the history of this country, NDC produced a speaker. I mean, she's not a member of parliament, but her contribution to the fortunes of the party manifested in the production of a speaker. And MPP will agree that in the 2000 elections, their votes was significantly reduced, taking 2016 as a benchmark. So she brings a lot on board. And if you are looking at political trajectory and how parties win power, all these matters count. Is the party doing well or not doing well? If the party goes into elections and is not improving on its fortunes, then something is wrong. The party improved on its fortunes in 2020 when JoyNews came on board.
Meanwhile, communications lead of the Bawumia campaign team, Dennis Miracles Abwaji, has lashed out at the NDC and its running mate, Professor Jane Opoku-Addo, as one that presents no policy solutions, but mere rhetoric of a good orator.
Professor Nana is an academic professor, a vice chancellor. It's no shock if she's able to stand in front of a crowd and deliver a speech. It's nothing new. That's what she does her entire life. Show her that respect. Give it to her. That's her job. Every day, that's what she does. And so if she stands on a stage and delivers, kudos to her. But how does that cure the fact that when she was education minister, she led the cancellation of allowances for the poor? How does that change it? How that does change the fact that when she was education minister, schools did not have even chalks, to the point that the second lady, the wife of our former vice president, His Excellency Ebisata, had a cause to stand in front of the full glare of the camera and say that we will not give you chalks today, we will not give you chalks tomorrow if you teachers cannot use your money to buy the chalks. That, for me, are the conversations that the Ghanaian people want to hear. They want you to give us that reassurance that how you conducted yourself when we gave you this same role, you will do better. And you would first of all show us your scorecard and tell us how you intend not to repeat any of the things we did not want. It's not enough for an opposition party to come and list the sins and the ills of an incumbent. There is no incumbent government that you cannot list sins and ills. What you do is that beyond the sins, the listing of the sins and ills, give us what your alternative is. And disappointedly so, she missed the mark. She missed that big opportunity to make that lasting impact on the minds of Ghanaians about who she represents and how she intends to work with the president to take us to the level that we want to get to.
She did.
That mark she missed. For example, so she speaks and I have the statement here. So you'd realize that from the day she spoke till now, all we hear is that she spoke very well. She's an improvement over 2020. You can realize that she's becoming a politician. She's articulating. Is that what we are looking for?
Well, residents in Odoko share what will inform their decision to vote, while some show no interest in voting at all, and that's hope power will change hands come December.
Denti na light edi esika to na esi ya dum light na desumu light edi esika koto yese na desumu na tonton wiye na nya malaria na chese ya da hospital na boka e ka basa amamoy bibia nko ye amamoy mu
carpenter wa no do furnitures na light e high wa anu number 1 pa nkofo nya wa tumbe odan nyama wa anu de be so e be ka se be spray na light ko SMP the phone share my pa man share my vote mamu sa na last 4 years we didn't say light na dey ma ma feel so na say mo amoba no ma boaye na the same thing na ni bia nso na exam mu there mo anhwe na ma nyi bibia je vote ma openi bia baba ha no beka say o be ye campaign say ye ntwe ma no cause say dey na ye amamba na ye ble ye kan ye sema ye kan nti esre mu ntwamu ni na musu nhwe kaka na say bia so ye nipa ni bi
fu asem basa wo si ati sikadwa so e kom de ye afa de sikadwa no so ye te so esi ade anya kom na de yo ye twa hwe
afa de ye nto aba dabi de wa man ni mu aye no pa de 2024 de ye nto aba dabi afa de ne mo anko ye kra.
Now, an NGO Accident Victim Support Ghana says it has received over 9,000 applications from individuals affected by road crashes and health facilities dealing with accident victims annually. These numbers increase daily, highlighting the absence of a proper support system for vulnerable accident victims. Accident Victim Support Ghana is seeking partnership from government to get the needed support for crash victims.
Ethel Dankwa, a 25-year-old trader, suffered an accident on Monday, May 29, 2023, while on her way home. A car approaching on top speed veered off to her standing space at Odium Railway Station, trapping her left arm under the heavy tires of the car. The arm lost all feeling and function, awaiting surgery at a cost the middle-income earner could not afford.
All of a sudden, we say, "Can't bomb me every match." A man so what if we so feel break me no share. To me, the band was na me shakana so. A tiny simmons as well, a cheap break. Almost as well. Na many that we say ever since I say and see easy my cry. I'm not sure the way. And see how one then I catch a yamin shower. One shower of my juman.
Ethel's ordeal is similar to many affected persons who crowd hospitals and become a burden to families, unable to foot the cost of medical expenses nor afford comprehensive medical treatment. Accident Victim Support Ghana receives between 26 to 30 applications from vulnerable individuals who have been involved in road accidents or suffered physical injuries seeking assistance from health facilities nationwide. The Social Intervention Organization recounts receiving overwhelming numbers of vulnerable accident survivors, which stress its capacity to help. Founder of Accident Victim Support Ghana, Reverend Cyril Benedict, says the intensity of Ethel's condition informed the organization to extend help. He is calling on the government to support social entities to heighten their impact.
Indeed, our investigation proved that she needed this, support urgently. You heard a story. We have too many applications now, so we look at what we can attend to. We wish that government would consider coming to partner with us to help crash victims. Like I said, almost about 14,000 every year, fresh case.
Advocating for road safety, Reverend Cyril observed that the majority of cases referred to the support program are crash survivors affected by careless driving and speeding. He is calling on drivers to adhere to legal speed limits on the road.
Speeding. Most of the crash victims that we engage, like I said earlier, almost every year we have over 12,000 crash victims every year, 12 to 13 every year. Injured, serious, critical, severe, and then non-severe or less severe crash victims. We say that speed kills. As we start our campaign, speed kills. Very reckless on the road as well. And so if drivers would reduce their speed, or they would go what we call the legal speed, which is giving the 30, 50, and then 20, and then 90, even.
The Accident Victim Support Ghana over the years have been defraying the cost of medical expenses for accident survivors, reintegrating them into society after admission.
President Akufo-Addo has assured the chiefs and people of the Upper Western Savannah regions that he will do his best to fix the Bamboi-Bole Road before he leaves office. Speaking in where he called on the Wala over Nafoseni Seidu Pelpo IV He stated that fixing the road project will be his parting gift for the people of the two regions. Upper West Regional correspondent Rafiq Salam has more.
It is a highway, many now dreads to use. The Bamboi Bole Sokolowa Highway, otherwise known as the N12, is bumpy, deplorable, and replete with maze of gaping manholes. It is a ritual to see vehicles break down and drivers and passengers stranded on several portions of the road. The situation now is even worse after the Dolly Bridge was washed away by violent flash floods. Overlord of the Wala traditional area, now Hussein City People the Fourth, expressed worry over the poor state of the road when President Akufo-Addo paid a courtesy call on him at his palace in Wa. Jimpena Kadir Ibrahim speaks for the Wala Overlord.
The Bole Bamboi route, Your Excellency. It is now a nightmare to travel on that route. A journey to Kumasi that ordinarily takes 5 hours to now takes 12 hours. Granted that your vehicle does not break down on the way.
President Akufo-Addo, in responding to the Wala Overlord, assured him that the Bamboi Bole road will be fixed, adding it will be his parting gift for the people of the region.
I will do my best about the Bole Bamboi road. You say it's my personal parting gift. And also, the Minister for Roads and Highways, the new minister, will be here to speak to you about sure that we can do both the Singi road as well as the road for Bamboi at the same time. But we will make an effort.
On the issue of rezoning and sale of government lands to government appointees and private individuals, President Akufo-Addo pledged to work on it and has therefore directed Apostle Minister Stephen Yakubu to take charge of the issue.
I'm extremely concerned about the statements you have made about government lands. And here is one of the advantages you're going to get from having a minister who doesn't have any immediate relatives here in Wa. So he's sitting beside me and he has heard you, and I'm going to insist that he does something about this immediately.
Turning to the 2024 general election, he urged the Wala Overlord and his subjects to work towards maintaining the relative peace that the country is enjoying.
But before the election is held, I'm going to come here and pay my proper goodbye to you, and to thank you for the cooperation that I've received from you and your chiefs during my presidency. When I come, I'm going to come with the man who's going to be my successor. When I know that the man I remove from the seat, I cannot have him as my successor. And as a traditional ruler, you understand what I am saying.
Reporting for JoyNews, Rafiq Salam. Wow.
Well, she gave up on her search for true love after 2 failed marriages, each leaving its own scars. However, it was the death of her father and a visit to the mortuary that sparked an unexpected love story. The undertaker, who was hired to ready her father for burial, became the missing but found piece in Gifty's love puzzle. My colleague JoyNews has more in JoyPrime's latest feature titled From Mortuary to Matrimony.
In the vicissitude of life, love sometimes finds its way through the darkest of times. Meet Gifty, a 34-year-old who has been in search of true love without success. In the depths of her sorrow, she discovered an unexpected beacon of love in the most unlikely places, the mortuary.
When he said the thing to me, I was thinking, it's like the pain, the sorrow just vanished.
Her love journey has been marked by sorrow and disappointment. But it was the loss of her father, a pillar of strength in her life, that shattered her world.
To be frank, I told the whole family that is my last marriage. I will not marry again because first didn't work, second didn't work. Why should I go for the third one?
Alone in her grief, she found comfort in the cold confines of the mortuary where her father's lifeless body lay. It was here, amid tears and questioning, that she encountered an unexpected ray of light. The undertaker, who was hired to ready her father for his final journey, became her source of comfort in her darkest hour. He became the missing but found piece in Gifty's love puzzle.
Though I was working, my attention was on her. Because the word that had been coming was touching my heart. I said, no. If this is the case, they have to approach this lady.
Their brief engagement in the morgue sparked what would ignite a love story neither of them saw coming.
I told myself I won't get married again. We are in the same line. So when we come together, we could move ahead. We could be an example for somebody.
Listen to my story of love and death.
I started finding comfort whenever I am with him. I found comfort. So from there, as time goes on, like some 2-3 months, he proposed. Along the way, I agreed to his proposal. So from there, we started the relationship.
Today, Gifty and her husband stand hand in hand, having weathered the storms together. Their love, born in the most unlikely of places, has blossomed into a story of a new beginning. Sometimes, love finds us in the most unexpected moments, turning adversity into triumph. For Gifty and her husband, their journey from the mortuary to matrimony is a testament to the enduring power of love. A love that conquers even death itself. Juan Nyami's report.
You're still listening to Joy Newsroom with me, Mamisi Nyamiche Thompson. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back. Let's do some business now. As Ghana continues to face difficult economic times, the Ghana Chamber for Young Entrepreneurs has reiterated its call to government to be ingenious and targeted with funding support to enable the growth and sustainability of the sector. According to its chief executive, Sheriff Ghali, broader consultations with stakeholders are needed to assist the government in disbursing funds to areas that will yield the most results. He spoke to Joy Business at the launch of the YEC co-working space to support startups.
The YEC Space is a co-working space created to offer affordable office spaces and encourage networking amongst budding entrepreneurs and startups. The chamber, which was set up as an advocacy group for small and medium-sized businesses, will leverage the space to enhance mentorship drives. Speaking to Joy Business, Chief Executive of the Chamber, Sheriff Ghali, reiterated the call for government to engage SMEs and be strategic in offering support for budding entrepreneurs.
We know government agencies try to give money out. You can do a lot of capacity building program, but at the end of the day, we don't really get the businesses to grow. So the question is that what is happening that with all the support we are giving, we are not getting the entrepreneurs to grow. Sometimes it lies on the little things that we do not really see. It lies on taking them to market. So you can support them, build their capacity, give them the funding, but they don't have access to market. They produce and they can sell. And nobody's buying from them. They can't compete with the big businesses. So at the end of the day, young people cannot be able to excel no matter how much support you give them.
He shares the rationale for the creation of the space.
And the main reason is that we want young people who have ideas, who want to incubate these ideas, who want to set up businesses, to come here, collaborate, innovate, and network with others. And we believe that it's not going to only serve as an office space for young people to walk in and go out, but it's going to serve as a space where people can really
Special guest for the ceremony, Prince Kofi Kinaata, called for effective mentorship to grow the ecosystem.
We need also people with experience and so forth who actually support them by giving mentoring and coaching to keep them on their feet. Because one of the problems that really, really sets businesses down is the fact that people start businesses and then they get derailed. They don't stay disciplined on the business. They get derailed because of pressures maybe from home or from family or from other spheres. So we need to keep them on their feet and keep them disciplined by giving them the right mentoring, the right coaching.
Country Director of SNV, Barbara White in Kuala, called for effective partnerships to support entrepreneurs.
Organizations like the Chamber are working with youth on a day-to-day basis. We work with them at an organizational level, and that's where we build on each other's expertise. We provide a certain level of support, and they work with the youth, as I said, on a day-to-day basis. They know the local context, they know the needs of the young entrepreneurs, so they can respond directly.
The emergence of technology has significantly had some positive impact on how financial sector players interact with their customers. This is according to the CEO of Opportunity International Savings and Loans Limited, Kwame Usubuating, explained that financial companies can design products to enhance customer experiences and facilitate processes that improve business models and unit economics. He spoke on Joy Business at the Chartered Institute of Credit Management's 10th anniversary launch.
I think that with the emergence of technology and with the abundance of various fintech companies, microfinance institutions, savings and loans companies, and banks in general are adapting to this reality. We can't continue to do our business in the old way. Now people can reach or access their financial services on their phones, in their homes, instead of going through traffic or losing money in transit because you have just come out of a banking hall and somebody has taken away your money. If your money is on your wallet, nobody can take that away from you. So our ability to imbibe the new ideas coming from technology and make the services more convenient and efficient for the customers. First of all, to cut back on the cost of the service for the customer, it will create a lot more efficiencies. It will create even more profitability for the bank because it can grow more customers on the digital channels as compared to using traditional channels. Firstly, with the fellows, we will be able to share amongst ourselves best practice and standards across the industry so that you don't see yourself in a silo. You learn from others and also pick and choose from others as well. Secondly, we will also be able to impact on the students who are going through the programs here in the institute because we are practitioners, we are on the field, have practical experience over considerable years. You heard the profiles of all the fellows that were read here today. So significant experience amongst all these members. And if we are going to bring this to bear on the industry in terms of the students, we're also going to go back to industry and impact on the businesses and the clients that they serve. I think that that is some experience that will be useful for everybody in the sector.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back with Showbiz. Now, Ghanaian high life star Kofi Kinaata says he doesn't worry about prophecies concerning his life. He rather prays to God. His statement comes on the back of a recent death prophecy about him which surfaced online. In the viral video, the pastor is heard asking people to pray for Kofi so he is rescued, so his life is not cut off prematurely. Speaking in an interview on Joy Prime's morning show, the musician confirmed he had indeed seen the recent prophecy circulating on the internet but couldn't be bothered about it. He added that since he started music, he had received so many prophecies. He further noted that he prays about 5 times a day, and it's because of set prophecies that are coming his way, but because of his own Christian beliefs, as he's tired of hearing them.
Okay, so there's a video trending on social media about a pastor who says, that you should be very prayerful. Have you seen it?
No.
Are you sure? You don't want to talk about it?
Yeah. Oh.
Why don't you want to talk about it? You've seen it though.
Yeah.
But you just don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
But have you prayed against it?
It's a prayer or indoors.
Is it that you and your team decided not to talk about it, maybe, so it prevents, the pastor from getting eyeballs or whatever?
Oh, they be like, I don't even want to talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah, that is what he has seen and he's saying it.
But will you pray?
Maybe me to have seen it a long time, but I didn't come out to say it.
But have you seen it? Have you seen anything like that?
I said maybe.
That's what I'm asking you. Have you?
I
just want to know. Have you seen anything like that?
No.
Has anybody ever given you a prophecy like that before? Or this is the first time you have seen something? Plenty.
Like 7 years ago. So plenty.
So 7 years ago, somebody prophesied that
It's
you
not somebody,
die.
a lot of people.
Prophesied that you die.
A lot of people. I hear this every month. Yeah.
So what do you do?
Sometimes in a month, it will come from different places, like 20 different places consistently. Yeah, so this is not the first time.
So how do you handle such news?
God handles it. Yeah.
You pray about it and leave the rest to God. Or you don't pray? Do you pray?
I do pray.
You do pray?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many times in a day do you?
5 times in a day.
5 times. Yeah. So when you hear about these things, you pray against them from her?
No,
You just don't believe
I
that?
pray that into the... It's not about me hearing something. No. They say we should pray without ceasing.
So
I pray every day. So I don't pray because I heard something.
Yeah.
I pray every day.
As part of efforts aimed at promoting peace across the Techiman South constituency in the build-up to the 2024 elections, the Guinness World Record for the farthest walking distance in 24 hours from Techiman to Accra. The move, according to Rafiu, is to encourage the people, particularly the youth, to be agents of peace, as well as raise funds to support accident victims who are struggling to pay for their medical bills in the various hospitals across the country. And Asabit has more.
I'm from Ghana, Techiman. I am attempting the fastest walking marathon.
Born and bred in Techiman, Said Rafiu is starting today attempting to break a Guinness World Record for the farthest walking distance in 24 hours. This record is currently held by Jesse Castenda of the United States of America, who covered a total of 228.9 kilometers in 24 hours in September 1976.
Currently, the person who's holding the title is Jesse Castenda. He's from USA, Mexico. And the kilometer he covered, or the distance he covered, is 228.9 kilometers. And I'm walking from Techiman to Accra, which is 383.3 kilometer walk, which is far beyond than his own. And I'm doing this to, promote Ghana or send Ghana to the globe.
Said Rafiu tells me his main motive for embarking on this weary journey with the 2020 Techiman South shooting incident that claimed 2 lives and left several others injured in his mind.
We know what happened in Techiman during the election 2020. Some got injured and others lost their lives. So we are not hoping for such things to happen in 2024 election. So I'm trying to deliver this message to the youth to come together as one so that we have a peaceful election.
And that's it for this edition of Joy Newsroom. Thank you for joining us. There's more news on myjoyonline.com. Have a good afternoon.